Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back, I should say, to the 1987 American League replay. Went away from that for about a week or so, while I was experimenting with other things in Strat-O-Matic and other games and so forth. But almost feel like I'm coming back home now to the 1987 American League replay, which I've made it up to May the 15th. So we're getting there. It's going to take a while, but we're getting there. And of course, uh, to help not say, I don't want to say speed up the process, but to help to move the project along, since I'm also going to be doing the Demolition League project, I'm going to pick a game of the day and play that on this live stream. The other games I will play offline, but then when the next day comes along, I will give a recap of what I played offline, show you the updated standings, and get you ready for the next game. So the game I chose today for May the 15th is Milwaukee at Kansas City. It's the most pertinent to the pennant races, although in May you can't really have a pennant race, I don't guess. But it's the two of the better. It's the better matchups for the two teams that are by the standings. Milwaukee is in first place in the American League East at 21-10. Kansas City is third place in the American League West at 16-15, 3 games behind the Oakland A's. We got two left-handers on the mound: Danny Jackson for the Royals and Juan Nieves for the Milwaukee Brewers. This is game number 230 total on the replay. Hello, Joel. Game 230 total on the replay. Royal Stadium, singles are 1-11 for both left and right. Home runs are 1-3 left and right. It's pretty symmetrical, cookie cutter type stadium. And of course, this game was played May 15th, 1987. Interestingly enough, for both pitchers, they have a -2 pitcher catcher quotient for holding runners. And they also have 4 wild pitch and 0 balk, both of them. So very interesting there. Owen has a pass ball 4, O'Brien a pass ball 2. And there you see the starting lineups. Kevin Seitzer, normally a third or first baseman, is playing left field today. And Kansas City is going to be hurting defensively. All 4 of their outfielders have a 4 range. Seitzer in left, Tartable in right, and Bo Jackson in center all have 4s for their range. And then in the infield, you've got 2 guys with 4s. You got Brett at third and Balboni at first. Now, the middle infield, Salazar and White are 2s, so that helps a little bit. But the corner infielders and all the outfielders are 4. Hello, Tony. And speaking of coffee, there you go. Got it right here, my final cup. My final cup is ready to go. And I think we are about ready to go. If I can get one more thing set up for me. Okay. All right. Got the game up on the Strat computer, so I can give you the stats as we play it, and hopefully I can score it as we play it. That'll save some time too. All right, so let's go to the Strat computer, get the full numbers on Danny Jackson. Danny Jackson on the replay is 3-1. He's got a 3.80 earned run average in the replay. He had a 4.02 in real world, so it's not too far off from that. 47 innings pitched, 41 hits, 26 walks, and 41 strikeouts. And leading things off for the Brew Crew, Paul Molitor's still on the injured list, but he'll be coming back soon, and the Brewers can't wait. But right now, he's still injured. So Juan Castillo will lead things off. And speaking of injuries, I'm going to do a slight tweak to the way I've been doing injuries in this replay. What I had been doing is if I hit an injury check, I would take him out for the game. But I've changed my mind on that. These are as-played lineups, so I'm going to just ignore injuries completely. We're just going to, no matter what comes up on injury, I'm going to ignore it, and we're just going to follow the real-world injuries as they were in real life, because it is as-played after all. So, with that in mind, we are now ready to go. Got our Kansas City Royal colored dice, giving them a little karma maybe, I don't know. Well, we shall see. So Castillo on the replay is only hitting $175. He had 224 real world. No homers, 7 driven in. And we are underway from Royal Stadium. That's a 6'10", switch hitter batting right-handed. 6'10" is a 1-16 home run. I'm sorry, 1-14 is a triple. That's a 10. It'll be a leadoff double for Juan Castillo. So the Brew Crew off to a good start, a double by Castillo. And that'll bring up Robin Yount. Yount on the replay, hitting 302, 6 homers, 25 driven in. He hit 312 real world. Havoc roll. Nothing going on. The pitch to Yount, 6-10, same roll, the exact same roll. Danny Jackson just got it again, and it's another double, back-to-back doubles to start the ball game. As Danny Jackson grooving 2 different pitches and paying for it, and it's 1-0 Brewers in the early going. That'll bring up Glenn Braggs, right fielder, hitting 273, 3 homers, 21 driven in. He hit 269 real world, so he's pretty much on track as well. That's a 6-4, and that's a ballpark single check, which is a 1 to an 11. That's a 19, so that will be a pop-up to third base for out number 1. So 1 down, and that takes us to Rob Deere, the powerhouse, and he's all strikeout artist with a lot of strikeouts. Rob Deere hitting 261 on the replay, 5 homers, 17 driven in. He only hit 238 real world, so he's making better contact at least in the replay. 6-9, boy, everything's coming off Danny Jackson's column 6, and 6-9 is not a good one. 111 is a double, 12 or higher is a single. That's a 20, but it's a 2-star single, and that's an RBI single off the bat of Rob Deere. And everything, all 4 at bats to date have come off Danny Jackson's card. Not only Danny Jackson's card, but Danny Jackson's column 6. That white die has been a 6, 4 rolls in a row. What are the odds of that? I mean, that's just a 1 in 6 chance to happen 4 times in a row is not what you would think to be good. All right, so Rob Deere can get the lead with a 7. Let's see if he can get the lead. 6, he does not, so he will hold on. They will hold him on. Designated hitter is Jim Pachorik in this game, right-handed hitter with the lefty on the mound. On the replay, he's doing very well in just 26 at-bats. He's hitting 385. He only hit 228 real world, so he's really cooking it. Really cooking it. But it's only been 26 at-bats. He had 101 at-bats real world for the season. Finally off the batter card, but that's no better. Jim Pachorik, a 1 to 8 is a home run. That is an 8. It is gone. A 1-5 puts him right here. 1 to 8 is a home run, and that is an 8. Boy, Danny Jackson just... maybe he hasn't woken up yet. I don't know, but that's gone. Home run, Pachorik. That is his first of the season. RBIs 4 and 5 in limited duty. And the Brewers take a 4-0 lead here in the first inning. 4-0 lead. That's just insane. All right, here is maybe the dice are thinking we're still playing 2024. I don't know. All right, here's Greg Brock. He's hitting 319 on the replay, 4 homers, 20 driven in. He had 289 real world. Or was that 299? Let's see here. 299 real world, I'm sorry. Hitting 319 on the replay. Lefty on lefty, 211 is a strikeout. So Danny Jackson gets out number 2. And that'll bring up Dale Swain, the shortstop. Swain on the replay is hitting 311, 6 homers, 23 driven in. He hit 252 real world. 6-9, back in that column 6 again. That's not good. It's a double for Dale Swain. 3rd double of the game in this inning for the Brewers, and they've all come off that column 6 of Danny Jackson. Maybe I need new dice. I don't know. It's just weird that they would keep doing that. Here comes Charlie O'Brien. He's in 083 on the replay and 12 at bats. He only hit 235 at bats, but right now he's hitting 083. No homers and a run driven in. It's a clutch situation, but he has no rating for clutch. 1-5. It's a 1 to 16 triple. Do you believe that? Wow. 1 to 16 triple. He gets a triple. He had 1 triple real world, and you just saw it. RBI triple from Charlie O'Brien, and now it says Danny Jackson is tired already in the first inning. You give up 5 runs in 1 inning, and you are tired in Strat-O-Matic. But they're certainly not going to pull Danny Jackson this early. They'll give him a chance to get Gantner. Gantner on the replay is hitting 302, no homers, 4 driven in. He hit 272 real world. 2-5, and that's a pop out to third base. So the Brewers send 9 to the plate. 5 of them score. and they jump off to a 5-0 lead before the seats even get warm here at Royal Stadium. And Juan Nieves has been given that 5-0 lead to be able to work with. Very unusual to get those kind of rolls where you get so many column sixes on Danny Jackson, and all of them were bad. Hello, Bart. Yeah, I don't know if I think it's the dice, not the tower. I don't know. Maybe it's operator error on my part. All right, so Juan Nieves is pitching for the Brew Crew. He is also 3-1. 4.82 earned run average on the replay. Real world, 4.88. So very, right there on the spot. 37 innings pitched, 32 hits, 19 walks, 29 strikeouts. Angel Salazar leads things off. He's hitting 267 on the replay, 2 homers, 9 driven in. Only hit 205 real world. 4-6, and that's a base on balls. So it's the last thing that the Brewers want is start walking guys when you got a 5-run lead. Salazar can get the lead, but he also gets picked off on a 10 or 11 or down 5-0, so he's not going to go anywhere. He will be held, but won't go anywhere. And that will bring up the left fielder, Kevin Seitzer. He's really struggling. He's hitting 231 on the replay, 4 homers, 15 driven in. He hit 323 real world, so he is definitely off his game. 1-5 against the lefty, but he's back on his game here. 1-10 is a home run. That is a 10, and right on the number, Kevin Seitzer just goes deep. What is this, Colorado? What is all these home runs in a pitcher's ballpark? 1-5 is a home run, 1-10, and that's a 10. Kevin Seitzer, home run number 5, RBIs 16 and 17 on the season, and it cuts the lead very quickly to 5-2. And here comes George Brett. Brett on the replay was injured a lot of April, so he has very few at-bats. He's only got 38 at-bats, but he is hitting 289. He hit 290 real world, so he can't get much closer than that. Home run, 5 driven in. 5-8 left-handed struck him out. First strikeout for Nieves as he tries to settle back in. And here comes Danny Tartable, the right fielder. Tartable hitting 279, 8 homers, 17 driven in. He hit 309 real world. 6-7, and that's a ground ball, second base X, our first X check. It belongs to Castillo. He's a 3-E21. 3-16, he'll get to that. E21, and that is a 9. Second baseman, E21. There is no 9. There's a 13, 17, and a 4. So a good play for Castillo. 2 up and 2 down after the home run. That'll bring up the venerable Hal McRae. In his final season, he had 32 at-bats real world, hit 313. On the replays, hitting 231 and 26 at-bats. So he's almost done. I mean, doesn't have much longer before I think he retires or gets hurt or something or other. 6-3, and it's a ground ball first base X. We're looking at Brock, and he's a 3-E10 to make this play. 3-9, he'll get to that, but that's a 16, so that could be interesting. 3-9 is a G3, which is good enough. He is an E10, and we got a 16. So E10, there's a 15 and an 18, but no 16. So it's good play for Brock. He will field it, flip to Nieves covering, and Nieves recovers and limits the damage to 2 runs. But the 2-run homer from Seitzer closes the gap. It's Milwaukee 5 and Kansas City 2 after 1 inning of play. I didn't think we'd get this many runs scored the whole game. We got them in the first inning. Now Castillo, who led off the game, will lead off the second inning. Jackson will try to avoid that column 6 as much as possible. 4-3, switch hitter batting right-handed is a base on balls. Not a good way to start if you're Jackson. Castillo, to get the lead, needs a 3, 4, 5, or 6. 7, he does not get the lead, so he will hold where he is. Maybe I need to swap out the dice and pick different dice. I don't know. Here's Yount. 110, and that's going to be a ground. No, I'm sorry, 1-9 would have been a double play. 110's a single. Single to center field. Castillo will hold at second base, I believe. Let's check the center fielder arm. Yeah, Bo Jackson -2 arms, so they're not going to risk that. With nobody out, they will hold him at second base. First and second, nobody out. Keep in mind, Danny Jackson is tired because he gave up 5 runs in the first inning, so any dots he hits will turn to base hits. Here's Glenn Braggs, rather. That's a 3-8 against the lefty, and that's a base on balls. So Danny Jackson might not be too long for this game. Problem is the Royals only have 4 active relievers in their bullpen. I guess they got 2 long guys that can go multiple innings. Dave Gumpert and Steve Farr can each go 3 innings. They also have Don Gleaton and Quisenberry. So Dave Gumpert is loosening in their bullpen right now because he may be called upon earlier than expected. Bases are loaded, nobody out. We're in the same situation pretty much last inning. So Danny Jackson's got to face Rob Deere, and Deere could put this game out of reach with 1 swing of the bat. 1-5, but he doesn't. He strikes out, going for the downs and didn't get it. Strikeout number 2 for Danny Jackson. Now, all of a sudden, a double play will get him out of the inning, and here's Jim Paciorek. Paciorek homered, though, his first time up. That's a 1, so the wild pitch rating is a 4. No wild pitch. Hello, Canadian. Good to see you. A 2-7, and that's another strikeout for Danny Jackson. So Jackson trying to make a comeback with 2 consecutive strikeouts. Now it's 2 down, bases loaded for Greg Brock. And he did strike Brock out the first time up. Lefty on lefty matchup. It is a clutch situation for Brock. And in the clutch, he gets 1 hit on 312. Everything else he's neutral. Jackson to Brock. 4-8, and that's another strikeout. So Jackson comes back to strike out the side after all the mess, and he gets out of it. Unbelievable. Talk about Houdini. Bases loaded, nobody out, and he strikes out the side when he's allegedly, quote-unquote, tired. All right, here is Juan Nieves back out. He'll face Bo Jackson. Bo knows. Gave him the thumbnail to try to give him some karma, but may not be working for the Royals. Jackson hitting .248 on the replay. 2 homers, 10 driven in. And he hit .235 real world. That's a 4-6, and he will draw the base on balls. Second walk issued by Nieves. And Bo knows might be looking to run here. 6 or a 7 will get him the lead. Jackson he stole 10 bases real world. He's got 7 bases stolen already. So he might be he's going to go for number 8, see if he can get there. If he can get that lead. He does. He will get the lead. 16 being held as a 14, and then -2 is a 12. So 1 to 12, he will steal it. And he's in there. Stolen base for Bo Jackson. That is stolen base number 8 for Bo Jackson. Bo trying to make something happen. Also, again, by stealing, you thwart a potential ground ball double play. Here's Frank White. He's hitting .246 on the replay. 4 homers, 11 driven in. Real world, he had .245. So right on the money there, too. Havoc roll and nothing happening. That's a 2-10, and that's a single to center field. Single to center, and Bo's going to score without a throw. Because Yount is a +2 arm, that would make him a 19. Even being held, make him an 18, and they just don't trust it because Frank White would take second. They want to keep White at first base, so they will concede the run to keep Frank White at first base. But Bo scores, cuts the lead to 5-3 with White at first and nobody out, keeps the double play in order. And here's bye-bye Balboni. On the replay, Balboni is struggling, a $144. 5 homers, 9 driven in. He hit .207 real world. 4-6, and that's another base on balls by Nieves. So he's having issues too. Thought this was a pretty good pitching matchup, but it's not turning out that way, at least in the early going. Number 9 here to Larry Owen, the catcher, is up. Owen hitting 133 on the replay, a homer and 2 driven in. He only hit 189 real world. Nobody out, he could, you know what, he's going to bunt. With nobody out, he's going to bunt. So we're going to have him bunt. Corners are going to come in, he becomes a B bunter. It's a 1, so the bunt, according to the chart, bring that out. Sacrifice bunt chart. A 1 says it's going back to the pitcher Nieves. He's a B bunter, so basically a 9 or less, he makes a good bunt. That's a 7, so that's perfectly good. Sacrifice will go 1 to 4, and that puts the tying runs in scoring position with only 1 out. A very productive out. I don't usually like to bunt, but this one was, to me, was a perfect opportunity to do so, and it worked out in their favor. So Angel Salazar, the batter, he walked his first time up. Hello, Bob. Yes, they are. Absolutely. Every day is, not just Mondays, but especially Mondays. When I was working, the night I dreaded the most was Sunday night because I knew what was coming on Monday. And my favorite was Friday night. Now, all the nights are the same. So here is Salazar. The infield for the Royals, for the Brewers, rather. They're going to play in. They want to cut off that run. 3-10, and that's a ground ball third base. Hey, that'll freeze everybody. Play made by Gantner, and everybody has to hold. So 2 down now for Kevin Seitzer. Clutch situation for Seitzer, and in the clutch against left-handers, he loses a hit on 1-3. Everything else, he is neutral. Nieves. 1-4, and that's a ground. Boy, 1-5 would have been a home run, but 1-4 is a ground ball to short, just that close to tying the game, and actually would have given the Royals the lead had he gotten the 1-5, but he got a 1-4 ground ball to short. They get a run, but that's it. And at the end of 2, it's 5-3 Milwaukee. So Jackson, despite being tired, is going to come back out. Probably looking to at least let him go this. They want to at least get 3 innings out of him. Not totally wear out the bullpen. That's a 2-5 for Swain. He's going to ground it to short. 1 away. So Jackson maybe hoping to get a lot of these results off the batter cards and catch a break, get automatic outs from them. Hello, Chuck. Good to see you. Charlie O'Brien, 3-10, and that's a strikeout. 5th strikeout for Danny Jackson. And as long as he can get things off the Royal cards, he seems to be doing, off the Brewer cards, he seems to be doing a lot better. 2-8 again off the batter card. It's a ground ball to short. So a 1-2-3 inning with all results coming off the batter cards. And Jackson took advantage, so he's going to stay in there even though he's tired. Going to stay in there. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, still 5-3. And it'll be Brett, Tartable, and McRae for the Royals as they try to inch their way back in. Brett struck out his first chance. 3-9. He will line it hard, but right to Swain for out number 1. And that'll bring up Tartable. Tartable grounded out to Castillo at second. First trip. 2-7 against the lefty, and that is a 1-12 double. That's a 7, so a double for Danny Tartable. And now the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Hal McRae. .612, and that is a ballpark blast, but it's only a 1-3, so Hal McRae will just hit a fly ball to left field for out number 2. Would have tied the game, but Royal Stadium didn't allow it. 2 down for Bo. See if Bo knows what to do. He walked, stole the base, and scored his first time up. That's a 1, so Nieves has a 4 wild pitch rating. No wild pitch. Here's Bo in the clutch. And he loses a couple of hits right here on 110 and 112 in the clutch. 2-9, he's going to strike out, and that's going to end the inning. So it looked promising after the double, but a deep fly out and a strikeout take care of that. At the end of 3, it's still 5-3 favor of the Brew Crew. Jackson back out. Bottom of the order. I'm sorry, no, it'll be top of the order. Castillo. I forgot to move Gantner's card. So top of the order, Castillo will lead things off for the Brew Crew. He has doubled and walked and scored. 4-6, right-handed is another walk. So again, Danny Jackson not doing well when it comes off his own card. Does much better when it comes off the opposition. Castillo 3-6 to get the lead. He cannot get the lead. He will hold. Here's Robin Yount. 1-5 for Yount. 1-10's a home run, and that is gone. That's going to be it for Danny Jackson right there. That put the nail in his coffin right there. 1-5 is a 1-10 home run, and that is gone. Robin Yount, a 2-run blast, and the Brewers lead it 7-3. Home run number 7 for Yount. RBIs 27 and 28 on the replay. That's going to do it for Danny Jackson. The call to the bullpen is made, and Dave Gumpert, a right-hander, will be coming in to try to eat some innings for Kansas City. In what could be called a mop-up role, I don't know. But he's a -4 hold, so it's a -5, but that may not matter anymore when the score's like this. But it's only a 4-run deficit, so it's not like it's the end of the world, but still seems like a lot. We'll get the numbers on Gumpert on the replay. See what he did on the replay, and we'll also get the final numbers on Jackson, which were not good. Final numbers on Danny Jackson. He's going to go 3+ innings. Give up 8 hits and 7 runs, all earned. Boy, his ERA just took a beating. 3 walks and 5 strikeouts with 2 home runs allowed. Not a good day for Danny Jackson. So they bring in Gumpert from the bullpen. Gumpert on the replay. Checks in 0-0 with a save and a 1.50 earned run average, which is a lot better than his 6.05. But he's only tossed 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. He only tosses 19 real world. So kind of hard to get a gauge when the sample size is that low. Here's Braggs. 1-9, and that's a 1-5 double. 6 is going to be a single for Glenn Braggs. And the hit parade continues. Hit number 9 for the Brewers, and we're just in the top of the 4th. Here's Rob Deere. .29 against a righty, and that's a ballpark blast, but again, it's only a 3, but that is a 3. The dice are going the way of the Brewers. Look at that. It's a ballpark blast. That's a 3. And if we were doing robbing runs, there'd be a chance maybe to rob it, but I don't think the Royal Stadium was, I think their wall was too high anyway, but we're not doing robbing home runs, so never have, and so I'm not going to start now, obviously. That is a home run for Rob Deere, home run number 6. RBIs number 18 and 19. A 4-score Abraham Lincoln inning so far, so Gumpert hasn't been the answer. It's now 9-3 favor the Brewers, showing why they're a first-place team. Here's Paciorek. .65, and that's a strikeout, so Gumpert does come back with a strikeout. 1 away for Greg Brock. I was hoping for a close. I thought this would be a close game. That's why I picked this game. I thought it'd be the best game matchup of that calendar day, but it's not turning out that way. Dice had other ideas. 3-11 for Brock. Ground ball to first. Balboni will take it 2 down. That's the thing. When you sit down here and start rolling dice, you never know what you're going to get, just like Forrest Gump said. You can think it's going to be a great matchup, and it ends up being a dud. You can think it's going to be a dud, and it ends up being a great matchup. Here's Swain, 4-9 against the right hand. Against the switch hitting lefty is a ground ball shortstop. I'm sorry, 4-9 over here. 4-9 is a 1-18 double, and so that is a double. Dale Swain has doubled twice. And for the Brew Crew, that is double number 4 on the game. They've also had 3 home runs and a triple. So they are not just hitting, but they're hitting large. In fact, of the 11 hits, it looks like only 3 have been singles. The other 8 have been extra base hits. So they have been bludgeoning the ball. Here's Charlie O'Brien. 6-8 off of Gumpert. Ground ball second base, Frank White. 2E11 for White. 215, he'll get to that. E11, and that is an 8. There is no 8. Good play for Frank White. The inning's over. But a 4-score Abraham Lincoln inning. 2 runs charged to Jackson, 2 charged to Gumpert, and it's 9-3 in favor of the Milwaukee Brewers, and Juan Nieves in cruise control mode now with a 6-run lead. Comes Frank White. 2-8 for White against the lefty. That's a double. Frank White's going to get a solid double off the left-hander. And that brings up Bye-Bye. Steve Bye-Bye Balboni. He walked his first chance. 6-5 to the right-hander. Struck him out. That is strikeout number 3 for Nieves, rather. So 1 away. And that'll take us to Larry Owen. Owen had a sacrifice bunt his first time up. That was back when the game was close. 1-7, and he will strike out again. 4 strikeouts now for Nieves. So the Royals about ready to put that leadoff double to waste. Here's Salazar. 3-6 against the left-hander. He's going to strike him out. So Nieves comes back and strikes out the side to end the inning and thwart any potential thought of a comeback by Kansas City. It's still 9-3 as we head to the 5th. So again, thought going back to 87 would be better games than what was on the 2024, but at least this one here is not going so well. Hope the other games during this day will go better. Here's Gantner. 4-4 left-handed catcher X. We're looking at Owen. He's a 3E5. 3-18. Nobody's on base, but the 18 might be a ground out or a foul out. Let's see. 3-18 is a G3. That's a 5, though, so it's a not so rare play on a G3. G3 rare play. Now, wait a minute. Now, see, this doesn't make any sense at all. And that's just why these rare plays are crap. I'm calling it out right now, Strat. Your rare plays are shit, all right? I'm going to say it out. Pardon my French, but they are. They're crap. We just hit a number in front of the plate for the catcher to throw to first base, but the rare play says the ball lines off the pitcher's mound. So you're telling me that the ball hit off the pitcher's mound and comes back to the catcher for the catcher to make the play. Is that what I'm supposed to believe? That a ground shot would hit off the mound and come back to the catcher? See what I'm talking about? I mean, it's just ridiculous. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably start going to another game to get the rare plays. When there are rare plays coming up, I may use Replay Baseball's rare plays and try to incorporate them in this replay because the rare plays here are just ridiculous. So it's just a 2-3 ground out. We're not going to, obviously, the ball can't hit off the mound and then come back to the catcher. That's just ridiculous. So I love Strat, but some things they do just don't make sense. They're archaic. All right, here's Castillo. 5-7, switch hitter batting left. That is a ground ball to short, 2 down. I never understood that as being a rare play anyway, ground ball off the mound. There's nothing rare about that. That happens all the time. You see that happen when the ball goes up the middle, the pitcher deflects it or it hits off the mound. Rare play to me should be something that's, a little more robust than that. But what are you going to do? All right, here's Yount. He's a triple away. I've never had a cycle. He's a triple away from the cycle. He doubled in the first, singled in the second, homered in the fourth. 6-7. That's a 1-9 single. He's going to end up lining to third. So I don't even know if Yount, how many triples did Yount have? He had 9 triples. So let's see on his card, what do I need to get a triple? I need a 1-5 with a good split or a 1-6 with a good split if he's facing a right-hander, or something off the pitcher card. So it's gonna be, that triple is gonna be awful tough to get. Like I said, I've come close many times to a cycle, but just can't quite get it. One of these days, I hope to get it, but just not yet. So, all right, so that's going to end the inning. Liner to third will end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. Bart, I guess, but that's not what the rare play didn't say it hit the pitcher. It said it hit the mound. So, like I said, that's just a dumb rare play, in my opinion. All right, I'm going to have to pull out the rare playbook from replay and try to figure out something to incorporate that in this replay here to make more sense. 6-10 for Nieves against a right-hander. 1-13 is a home run. That's a 15. It'll be a double for Seitzer. He already has a home run in the game. Now he's got a double. So it's not like Nieves is fooling him. He just got a lot of run support. Here's George Brett. Five-six lefty on lefty is a strikeout. So George Brett out on strikes again. Strikeout number 6 for Nieves. And here's Danny Tartable. So could the Royals get another leadoff double and leave him stranded? They did it last inning. They're looking to do it again. 5-11. Ground ball pitcher X, that is Nieves. He is a 3 E38. 3 E38. 3-2. That's going to get through for a base hit. That double die strikes again. So a 3 and a 2 is going. Oh, I'm looking at the outfield. I need infield. I'm sorry. I need pitcher, not outfield. I need pitcher. 3-2 is a single, 1 star. So that'll move the runner to third on the single by Tartable. Now we'll check for an error. He's an E38, and that's a 10. E38, there is a 10 right here, so that'll be an error on top of the single, so the run's going to score. A single plus an E1. Coming in to score is Seitzer. No RBI given because it was an error that brought the run home. So it's a single plus an error. And the lead is cut now to 9-4 with Tartable at second and 1 away for Hal McRae. 5-8, and that's another strikeout. Strikeout number 7 for Nieves. Now it's down to Bo. Bo was up last time with a runner in scoring position and struck out. Trying to avoid that fate this time. 1-7, but he does not. He strikes out. Strikeout number 8. What is this, 2024 with all these strikeouts? What's going on here? So 1 run is in. It was unearned, but they'll take it as it cuts the lead to 9-4. Now let's see if Gumpert, he's a 3. So this will be his fatigue inning right here. Gumpert's fatigue inning will start in inning number 6. Because this is 3rd inning of relief. And Glenn Braggs is your batter. 6-10, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. That's Salazar. He's a 2E16. 2 with an E16. 2 and a 10, he'll get to that. 2 and a 10 is going to be a G1. E16 and an 11 for a shortstop. There's a 14 and a 17, but no 11. So good play for Salazar. He retires Braggs. 1 away. My coffee has gotten lukewarm, but that's all right. 7th inning stretch. I will take the time to heat that up. Here's Deer, 2-9, and that's going to be a ballpark blast for Deer. Unfortunately for Royal Stadium, it's only a 3, so that's 17. Just a deep fly to left. 2 away. And that'll bring up Jim Paciorek. Homered and struck out twice. 2-5 against the right-hander. He's going to ground it to short, and that's going to end the inning. So Gumpert does very well. They're going to give him another inning, I think, maybe. I don't know. He only pitched 19 innings real world, so I don't know if we want to overextend that or not. We'll see how it goes. But we go to the bottom of the 6th. It is 9-4, and this is the fatigue inning for Juan Nieves. He has a 6 for fatigue, and he'll be facing the bottom of the order, White, Balboni, and Owen. We're not in the 7th inning yet, so no pinch hitting allowed unless the Royals change pitchers. Unless the Brewers change pitchers. My homebrew rule is you can't bring in a pinch hitter until the 7th inning unless the opposing team makes a pitching change. So here's White, 4-7 against Nieves, and that's a ground ball back to Nieves. There's a dot there, but he's not tired. So it's 1 away. That's the beauty of games like this. You can kind of streamline them and homebrew them the way you like. 2-8 for Balboni against the lefty. Ground ball to short. Swain is there. So Nieves might keep full endurance going on. If he can get Larry Owen. That's a 2-9, and he does. Another ground ball to short. 3 up, 3 down. 6 innings are in the books. It's still 9-4. Favor of Milwaukee, and Nieves keeps full endurance. Now let's check and see if what we want to do with Gumpert. We might go ahead and pull Gumpert. I think he's done enough. Like I said, he only pitched, real world, he only pitched 19 innings. He's got 9 innings already, so not sure if we want to continue. Coming up is Brock, Swain, and O'Brien, lefty, switch righty, and then a lefty and Gantner. So I believe they're going to go to Jerry Don Gleaton out of the bullpen. Will the Royals. They will go to Don Gleaton. I guess technically his last name is Gleaton. Don's like a middle name, so I probably should just put Gleaton there. That's all right. Doesn't matter. 3 innings pitched. He gave up 2 runs on 3 hits. The 2-run homer from Deer is what he really gave up. Let's see. No, actually, it was 3 hits because he gave up. Yeah, I did have 3 hits. Okay, 1, 2, 3 for the hits. All right, no walks and a strikeout. All right, so top of the 7th we go. Greg Brock will be facing Jerry Don Gleaton. Lefty on lefty. We'll get the numbers on Don Gleaton. Or Gleaton, if you want to call him Gleaton. I don't know. Royals probably wish they were gluten-free. Help their diet. All right, he is 0-0 with no saves. He's only pitched 2 innings so far. He just got called up recently. 2 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout for Jerry Don Gleaton. In real season, he was 4-4 with a 4.26 ERA. So Greg Brock, lefty on lefty against Don Gleaton, 2-11. Struck him out. Good start for Mr. Gleaton. 1 down for Dale Swain. 3-9 for Swain. Switch hitter batting against the left-hander is a 1-5 double. 6-20 is a single. So Dale Swain, he already had 2 doubles. Now he's got a single to add to his repertoire. And for the Brewers, that is hit number 12 on the ball game. Charlie O'Brien will step to the plate against Gleaton. 5-7, and that's a ground ball, second base X. That might get the runner to, because they weren't holding him on, but it still might be a double play here. White is a 2E11, so since they weren't holding him on, he keeps the 2. But it's a double die comes up with another 2, so go figure. 2 and a 2 is a single, and that's a 10, so I don't think he makes an error. E11 and a 10 is no error, but because of the double die being a low number, it's going to be a single 1 star, and that'll put runners at first and second with only 1 out. Royals can't catch a break on the double die. Here's Gantner, 0 for 3, 6-7. He will draw the base on balls. That will load the bases, and I believe that makes Gleaton tired now. Let's see if the computer confirms that. Yes, it does. So he is tired. And I think they're going to let him pitch to Castillo, but they won't let him pitch to Yount. So this will be his last batter faced right here. Bases loaded. Infield is in. They can't afford to give a ground ball B. They need to choke the runoff. So the infield is in. 3-9, and that's a fly ball center field B question mark, possible sacrifice fly. Swain is a 12. You add 2, makes him a 14. Center fielder, Bo Jackson, a -2, brings it back to a 12. So 1 to 12, he's safe. 13 to 20, he's out. They're going to go ahead and send him because they're playing with house money. So 1 to 12, he's in there. And he's out at the plate. Double play. You don't run on Bo Jackson. So it's a fly to center, and then the runner on third is out 8-2 for a double play. What a play by Bo to keep further damage from happening. And keep the Royals off the scoreboard. And that's it for Gleaton. He's going to go 1 inning, give up 2 hits and a walk. Gets a strikeout, and thanks to Bo Jackson, no runs allowed. So we're at the 7th inning stretch. And sometimes I don't like to mess with the take me out to the ball game, but in this instance, it does allow me time to go down and heat the coffee without there being a lull in the stream with nothing happening. So at least the 7th inning stretch gives you something to listen to while I'm making the jaunt downstairs to heat my coffee. So that's where the way we'll go with it. So at the 7th inning stretch mark, it is Milwaukee 9, Kansas City 4. And Nieves will come back out because he has full endurance after pitching a 1, 2, 3, 6. So while I heat my coffee, you guys enjoy. Take me out to the ball game. All right, we are back to finish off this ball game. Juan Nieves still out there. We'll be facing Angel Salazar. To lead it off, he's 0 for 2 with a walk. 5-9, right-handed is another walk issued by Nieves. And for Nieves, that is walk number 4 to go with 8 strikeouts. Down 9-4, Salazar will not try to get a lead. He will be held, but he won't try to get a lead. Here's Seitzer. He is homered and doubled. 2-6, and he's going to draw another walk. 5th walk issued by Nieves. And now the Brewer bullpen is up in earnest as Nieves is 1 batter away or 2 batters away from being fatigued. So let's look at the Brewer bullpen and see who's got the most rest. And would come in is probably going to be Mark Clear, but let's take a look here. Actually, yeah, it's going to be Mark Clear. So Mark Clear is loosing in the bullpen. And if you hear that sound in the background, I do live down the street from a fire station. So fire truck, ambulance, all kinds of stuff run back and up down the street. And my windows are open because it's the last day of decent weather before it gets hot again. So that's why you're hearing the, oh, and now I'm getting circles in the sand. Don't tell me that. Hopefully we're not getting circles in the sand here. Hope not. Tell me we're coming back here. Hold on. Yeah, it looks like we're back. At one point, it looked like it was a circle in the sand kind of thing, like it was going to lock up on me, but hopefully we're back in business. So Clear is in the bullpen, loosening for the Brew Crew. George Brett, the batter, first and second, nobody out. Nieves trying to get through a 7th inning. 2-10 for Brett. Fly ball center field. There's one away. And down 9-4, you're not taking any chances on the base paths. So here comes Tartable. He is singled and doubled. 4-3, and that's a ballpark single check, 1 to an 11. That's a 7. It'll be a base hit. It's 1 star. It's going to load the bases. So the bases are now loaded for Hal McRae, and this will be probably the last batter for Nieves. They will not let Nieves face Bo Jackson, that's for sure. Now it's the thing is telling me Nieves is tired, but I don't think he should be because you're supposed to have 4 over 2 innings. You're supposed to, but maybe it's since it's 3 in the same inning, he's tired. I don't know. If they bring in a righty, they will pull McRae most likely and go to a lefty. So the question is, do you want, I mean, Nieves has got McRae 3 times in a row, so they're going to leave him in there to face McRae despite the fact he's tired. But this will be his last batter. They got Mark Clear ready for Bo Jackson. 6-7, and it's a ground ball second base X. That's Castillo, a 3-E-21. Maybe a good roll in the devil die will get him a double play. 17, it's got a chance. 3-17 is a G1 possible double play. That's a 13. He's an E21 second baseman, but there's a 13 sitting right in the middle of the page for a second baseman. So it's not only is it not a double play, there are no outs recorded at all as the E4 on Castillo bites him in the butt. Castillo with an E4. That's going to be it for Nieves. It was not his fault. It should have been an inning-ending double play, but it was not. Salazar scores to make it a Dolly Parton 9-5 game. Going to third is Seitzer. Going to second is Tartable, and at first is Hal McRae. And now with Bo Jackson coming up, that's going to be it for Nieves. He will be taken out of the ball game, and Mark Clear will be coming on to pitch for the Brew Crew to try to get out of the jam. Clear is a +1 with that's a -1 hold. All right, let's get the numbers on Clear. As we bring him in, can't close the book yet on Nieves, obviously. So Clear making his entrance, and on the replay, Clear is 2-1 with no saves, but a brilliant 1.15 earned run average. His ERA real world was 4.48, but on the replay, he's got a 1.15 ERA. 16 innings pitched, 10 hits, 8 walks, and 19 strikeouts. So he's done quite well for himself. And now the confrontation, Bo Jackson, he is the tying run at the plate, and there is only one out. So one swing of the bat, and we could be all tied up at 9 very quickly. 2-5 for Bo, but he's going to strike out instead. He's got the hat trick. He struck out 3 times already. He was going for the downs and missed. So 2 away, and it's up to veteran Frank White, who's 2 for 3, a single and a double. But Clear has been tough. 2-6, and he gets them to pop it up to short, and that's going to end the inning. So Clear does it again. We can close the book on Nieves. He goes 6 1/3. Going to give up 4 runs. Only 3 of them are earned. I'll go to the computer and they'll confirm for me, but quite a job there by Mark Crystal Clear to get out of the mess. We'll go to the box score on the computer. Get the official numbers on Nieves. He goes 6 1/3, gives up 7 hits. Oh, there was a run that inning. My bad. I was thinking he got out of it unscathed, but I forgot he walked a run in with the bases loaded. I mean, the error brought the run in. So it is he gives up 5 runs, 4 earned. Okay, that's the appropriate number there. 5 walks and 8 strikeouts for Nieves. But he is in line to get the win to go to 4-1. And Jackson would drop to 3-2. All right, so the Royals are bringing a new pitcher, and it's going to be Dan Quisenberry. He will come in and pitch in back of Gleaton. So Quisenberry is on, and he's going to try to pitch the 8th and 9th inning and save Steve Farr for another game, if he can do so. And he'll be facing Yount, Braggs, and Deer. 2, 3, and 4 in the Brewer lineup. Let's go to the bullpen for the Royals and bring in Mr. Quisenberry and get his replay numbers. Leave Steve Farr as the last remaining bullpen pitcher, but they really don't want to use him. They want Quisenberry to go the last 2 innings. Quisenberry on the replay is 2-1 with 2 saves, a 2.45 earned run average. His ERA real world was 2.76. Let's see, 15 innings pitched, 19 hits, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts for Quisenberry. So it is a Dolly Parton 9-5 game here in the top of the 8th, and Robin Yount, like I said, he needs a triple for the cycle. I don't know if Quisenberry would allow any triples. I guess on a fly ball outfield X, you could get a triple. That'd be the only way to do it off the pitcher card is a fly ball X, or like I said, with Robin Yount, a 1-5 or a 1-6, you have that opportunity. Like I said, I've never had a cycle before, but this is one of my best chances right here. Last chance to bat for Robin Yount. He needs a 1-5 or a 1-6 to have a chance, or an outfield X on Quisenberry. That's a 5-4. That's not going to cut it. That's a ballpark single check. 1-11. He gets the single, but that doesn't help with the cycle. But he is 4 for 5, and probably looking at player of the game. He is Mr. Yount. So the cycle will have to hold off for another day. Quisenberry is a 0 hold. Owen's a -1, so we got a -1. To get the lead, a 5 or a 6 for Yount to get the lead. He does not get the lead. He will hold. Here's Glenn Braggs. 112 for Braggs. That's a ballpark blast, but that's a 15, and the ballpark's only a 3. So just another deep drive to left, 1 away. And again, the Royal Stadium takes away a home run that otherwise would have been had. Here's Deer, speaking of home runs. He is homered and singled, 2 for 4. 5-8 against Quisenberry is going to pop him up to Frank White. That's 2 down for Jim Pachorik. Pachorik is 1 for 4 with a home run. 6-7, and that is a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Salazar. He's a 2E16. 2 and a 13, he'll get to that. E16 and a 12 at second base. There is no 12, so it's good play. And Quisenberry Pitches a scoreless eighth, so he can come back for the ninth, no problem. Clear will continue as well, as he only faced 2 batters in the 7th inning, so he's definitely good to go. It'll be Balboni, a pinch hitter for Owen, and then Salazar. So looking at the Royal bench, we'll see who they have available off the bench for Kansas City. They have Jamie Quirk, who would go into catch if they did pinch hit. They just won't use Quirk as a pinch hitter most likely. Thad Bosley's going to pinch hit for Owen, and then Quirk would come in to catch. So I think that's what they're going to work it. But otherwise on the bench, they have Juan Beniquez, they have Willie Wilson, and they have George Orta, and also Mr. Buddy Biancalana. That's who they have left on the bench. But they're going to use Thad Bosley as a pinch hitter after Balboni hits. So Thad Bosley will pinch hit here in the 8th. And then in the 9th, Quirk will catch. But first things first, it is Mr. Bye-Bye Balboni facing Mark Clear. Bottom of the 8th of a 9-5 ball game. Five, 6 on Clear is a strikeout. So Bye-Bye goes bye-bye with a strikeout, and now Thad Bosley, the pinch hitter, steps in. Get the numbers on Bosley on the real season. He had 279. See what he's doing on the replay. On the replay, Thad Bosley is hitting 243, 2 homers, 7 driven in. So he's up there to see what he can do. 1-7, and he's going to strike out. So that's Mr. Clear is just mowing them down left and right. Here's Salazar, 2 outs, bases clear. 2-9, and he's going to get a single. So how about that? Salazar gets the base hit, keeps the inning going, and that'll bring up Mr. Seitz. Salazar not going to be held, not going anywhere. 3-8, and that's a ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. Nothing doing there. Quirk will come in and catch the 9th. Clear may stay in this game to try to get a save, because when he came in, the tying run was at the plate, so he would qualify for a save, even though it's more than a 3-run difference right now. So because of all the runners that are on base at the time. So we go to the top of the 9th. 9-5 Milwaukee. And Jamie Quirk entering the game as your catcher for the Royals. And Quisenberry starting his 2nd inning of work. We'll be facing Greg Brock, Dale Swain, and Charlie O'Brien here in the top of the 9th. That is a 3-8 for Brock against the right-hander. That's a single to right field for Greg Brock. So Brock with a single. He will not be held, not go anywhere. Here's Swain. Swain. 6-7, switch hitter batting left-handed. Ground ball shortstop X. That's Salazar. He's a 2E15. But they were not holding Brock, so he keeps his full range. 2-9. He's going to need all that range on the double die. 2-9 is only a G2, so they get a fielder's choice chance. That's a 13. He is an E16 at short. E16. There's a 14, but no 13. So good play. It's going to be a fielder's choice. 6-4 to at least get 1 out. And that'll bring up Charlie O'Brien. Question is, do they want to pinch? I don't think they want to pinch it for Charlie Brown. They've got a 4-run lead And he's a good catcher, so I don't think you want to pinch hit for him. They'll let him go ahead and swing against Quisenberry. It's a 6-5 on Quisenberry, and that's a line out to short. There's a dot there, but he's not tired, so it's a line out to short for out number 2. And that sends up Jimmy Gantner, number 9 hitter. Amazingly, Brewers have pounded out 15 hits, but Gantner is 0 for 3. 311, and now he's 0 for 4 as he grounds it to third base for Brett, and that's going to end the inning. So last chance for the Royals. That's going to do it for Quisenberry. He's going to go 2 innings. And let's do his totals. He's going to give up 2 hits, no runs. Didn't walk anybody, didn't strike anybody out. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Mark Clear in to pitch another inning. Try and get the save. He'll be facing Brett, Tartable, and McRae, heart of the order. And if anybody gets on, Bo Jackson. So definitely some feisty batters at the plate for sure. Clear to Brock, bottom of the 9th. Or clear to Brett, rather, bottom of the 9th. 6-9. Struck him out, and for Brett, he's got the hat trick. 3 strikeouts for George Brett. Very uncharacteristic of Brett. But he strikes out, and here's Tartable. That's 11 strikeouts for the Royals in this game. 6-6, and that's another strikeout. Make an even dozen. Like I said, what is this, 2024? What's going on here? So Hal McRae, last chance for the Royals. 3-10 for McRae, and he grounds it back to Clear, and that's going to do it. Mark Clear, a well-earned save. He's going to go 2 2/3 and give up basically nothing. He gave up 1 little measly single, and that was it. Struck out 5. So it actually was a baker's dozen on strikeouts. I missed 1. So Clear had 5 strikeouts to make it a total of 13 total for the game. No runs allowed, obviously, as well. So Clear gets the save. Nieves gets the win. The loss goes to Danny Jackson. The Brewers improved to 20. Royals dropped to an even 16 15. So let's let the computer give us all the totals, and we can put a bow on this and wrap it up. Danny Jackson just didn't have it today. And the Royals never recovered from being down 5-0. They played even the rest of the game, but they were that 5 run in the first inning just took it to them. So for the Brew Crew, 9 runs, 15 hits, and 2 errors. For the Royals, 5 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Nieves, the winner, is now 4-1. Mark Clear gets his first save of the season. And loser is Danny Jackson, drops to 3-2. He sees his ERA skyrocket to 4.83. Player of the game, Robin Yount, without a doubt, 4 for 5. 2 runs scored and 3 runs driven in, including his 7th home run. He missed the cycle because he didn't get a triple. But otherwise, he was dominant. So that's going to do it from Royal Stadium here on this May 15th, 1987. The other games on the schedule, I will play offline. And when we come back for the May 16th game, I will pick what I think is the best game of the day for that and show you the score sheets from the games that were played offline and get you all set and ready to go for that day's games. And in the meantime, I'm also going to be mulling over possibly using Replay Baseball's rare play chart to do to override and preempt the Strat-O-Matic rare play chart, possibly. So anyway, I was hoping for a closer game, but it's Strat-O-Matic, it's dice rolling, so I guess that has, some allure to it no matter what the situation is. Thank you all for sticking around and going through the whole game. Alan, good to see you. I didn't see you there at the last minute. Good to see you on board. Bart, Canadian, Chuck, Bob, Tony, all you guys, Joel, all you guys that came in for the live stream, appreciate that. Again, final score, Dolly Parton style, Milwaukee wins it 9-5 to improve to 22-10. And with that victory, they increased their lead ever so slightly in the American League East over the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Let's get the up-to-the-minute standings. They are 22-10. They are now one full game ahead of the Yankees, who are 22-12. But the Yankees still have to play a game today. And they're 1.5 games ahead of Toronto, who stands at 20-11. Kansas City drops to 16-16. They're now 3.5 games behind the Oakland A's, who stand at 20-13. So there you go. Brewers win it by the score of 9-5. Thank you all for spending part of your Monday morning with me. Hope you all have a great day, whatever you've got planned. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.